So let's compare the original Game Boy Lego set versus the actual official product, the real Game Boy. And I've got them side by side, picking it up, and the first thing you notice is that the Lego version is slightly lighter. The original version is heavier, and that's probably because of the batteries. Now you can take out the screen and swap it out with different versions. So you got Zelda and you got Super Mario Land in there. And the screen looks very similar to the original one. You also have functioning buttons. We have the power switch, we have the contrast scroll wheel and the volume. But what's really interesting is that if you take it apart, for example, if you look under the speaker, there is something that resembles a speaker inside. And if you split the Game Boy apart, you can see some motherboard components inside, and you can also see how the buttons work using a rubber band, and that gives you that tactile feel. But yeah, that's really cool attention to detail. And that also carries on to the game cartridges. As you can see here, they look very similar in terms of size. The color is slightly darker on the Lego version. But what's really interesting is that they've paid attention to what is inside. So if you look at Super Mario Land, inside you can see the motherboard and you can see the metal pins as well. They've tried to replicate that, which is really cool. But moving on to Zelda. Now Zelda had a saving option which required a battery. So comparing it to the real game cartridge versus the Lego one, you can see that they've really paid attention to it. They even put the battery on the Zelda version, which is exactly like the original one. So there's some really cool Easter eggs with this product. I really enjoyed building it. Very, very good imitation of the real Game Boy.